Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm starting a few minutes late, but I have a few excuses. Make sure the camera's nice and clean. I'm working with some new lighting, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit better lighting than last time. I also want to, so that's why I was late. I was trying to set up these new lights. It's all very new to me. So I just wanted to get that done. All right. I also want to put it up on my big TV so that I can actually see what it looks like. It looks a little bit blown out, but eventually I will get the lighting totally square. Let's see if I can change this one to a softer light. That might help a little bit. All right, let's get this party started tonight, you guys. So, we're talking about handbag repairs and how to care for your handbags, both vintage and current. I've got a lot of bags out here that definitely need some repairs. And oh, before we do get started, I wanted to say welcome. And I hope that my live will get you to subscribe to my channel. Also, I wanted to say that the reason I did not go live last week is because we had a power outage here in Belmont. Actually, not one, but two power outages in Belmont. So I wasn't able to do my live because we were basically sitting in the dark. Also, I wanted to say that I have been sick for the last 3 days because it's finally cool here in Belize, that we can keep our windows open. And after like 2 nights of that, I got so completely sick. So I'm not looking my best, but I did decide I was still going to go ahead and go live. I was still going to put on a little bit of makeup, got on this cute little Ann Taylor loft top, some earrings from Amazon, and just some Calvin Klein sweatpants. My Calvin Klein sweatpants were in my holiday looks, and if you haven't seen that video, please, I urge you to go and check it out. I actually have two holiday look videos, and I'm getting ready to work on my New Year's Eve one for you guys. So hopefully that will come out very soon. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get into this handbag repair. First things first, wine. I said grab your glass of wine. Here's mine. This is the Yellowtail Pure Bright. You can't get a whole lot of wines here in Belize that aren't completely expensive. If you buy the local wines, it's made of cashew nuts. I haven't tried that yet, but I think I'll stick to what I know. All right. Wine is ready. Now, when we did the last live, I was talking about my boots and shoes, and I did do a lot of repairs on those. They're looking really great, and I still have a lot more to do, and we will be doing those together. But I thought I would switch it up to my handbags because I've got some handbags that are so dire. They are really, really struggling, and yeah, I think the brighter light was better. They're really, really struggling, and they need some serious repairs. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I'm looking on the screen here to figure out what's gonna be the best lighting. I kind of like that one. I don't know. Whatever, you guys. We're gonna get this all together. So let me show you some of my vintage bags that are really, really bad. These are just a few of them, but after that last video, while I had the leather lotion out, I just decided to go ahead and take care of some of these bags. The worst one is probably this one. This is a vintage from the 1950s handbag, and I'm actually waiting for a delivery, so I just want to make sure that's not my delivery. All right. So this vintage handbag, this is actually by Garfinkel's, and if you know, you know, from Washington D.C., Julius Garfinkel's and Company. Um, and I've actually had this bag repaired. Take the stuffing out of it. I've actually had the bag repaired. And if you saw my closet video, I talked about this bag. I did go ahead and put the leather conditioner on it, and it probably doesn't look so bad, right? It probably looks pretty good. But the problem is in the cracks. As you can see, that's where you get your biggest damage, ladies, is in those areas because you always forget to condition it there, and it gets dry very fast. It doesn't get as much air as the outside. This is an exotic. So, a little shame on me, but I know that as long as I continue to keep the rest of it conditioned, I can get a tailor to go in and fix that for me. Not here in Belize, but when I go back to the States, I will take this to my cobbler. He's amazing. He does all kinds of incredible repairs. But I just wanted to show you the importance of making sure that the sides of your bags are really well loved, that you are taking care of that leather on the insides, I mean, on the sides of your bags, because from the front and back, you would never know. And even the bottoms, you would never know that this bag was struggling. And it's actually on both sides. So, I did go ahead and condition it, but I will continue to just condition it maybe every couple of months. I will go in there, make sure that the edges where it is the most dry still gets a little bit of love. It can come back, so it's still a very usable bag. I will still continue to use it and love it, but that is something that can definitely happen to your bags. So it's important to make sure that you are conditioning and caring for your leathers, suedes, all your bags, no matter what the material. You have to check them every season, make sure they're in great condition. All right. Okay. There's that one. Another bag. This is another vintage bag. I don't have the name of this bag. Um, it was actually fraying when I bought it. So that part of the handle was already fraying. All I need to do is just make sure that it doesn't continue to fray. So I'm going to again have my cobbler go in, save what braiding he can, and maybe put some leather pieces here so that it won't continue to braid all the way up, unbraid all the way up the handle. This is another one. I went ahead and did the leather conditioning on it, and as you can see, it looks really great, right? Perfect condition. But again, on those sides, see if I can see it. I think it's yeah. See on the side, right there on the seams. It's the stitching that's going to get you. So right there on the seams, it has a little bit of a split there. And let's see, I think the other side is fine. I think it may have, if anything, a small, nope, this side is totally fine. So when you're doing that leather conditioning, ladies or gentlemen, excuse me, make sure you're really conditioning the seams because that's where it's going to split. It's the same thing with the black bag. It's all splitting right there at the seams. So get that really well conditioned in there. Don't skip on those sides. The bag is still in perfect condition. I love this bag. I can use it. It's huge. All the inside of the bag, you also want to check that as well. But I know that this is all in perfect condition. There's no rips or tears inside the bag. But if it is, take it, get it taken care of. So that's this bag. This bag from the 70s, that other bag is from the also from the 50s. This one is from the 70s. And I tried so many times to try to condition and love this bag. And my thought, you're just cleaning your leathers, you use saddle soap. And that's what I did. I use saddle soap, but now it's all embedded in the grooves. So I actually really should take this and get it professionally cleaned just so that they can get all of that out. But in the meantime, I still have to keep it conditioned. And the sides got super duper dry. And this is also another braiding situation. That's just tough. You know what I'm saying? But make sure as you are doing the leathers, you are really getting conditioned, because on this side, as you can see, like all the braiding started fraying off the more I started putting the leather lotion on it. So it's still a great bag. I still love it. It's a great tote bag. It's got little feet. You always want to check your feet, check all those places. And again, I will just continue to, make sure that there is enough oil on there that it's not going to continue to dry it out. But also keep in mind, you don't want to over condition your bag, because it does get built up on it, and that will definitely start to ruin your leather. So be very careful. Always apply thin layers of any leather conditioner, leather cleaner, always in thin layers. Don't try to gloop it on. That's just going to be a tragedy. So this is just another one of those situations where you really, really need to look at your vintage pieces, especially your leathers. Check those seams. Make sure that any stitching is not drying out. All right. All right. Okay. I think that signifies a wine time. All right. We've been going 13 minutes. So now let's actually start doing some cleaning. I've got a lot of bags that I wanted to show you, but we're just going to do maybe one or two that I know are vintage and need some repairs. Need some conditioning. And what's funny is I was talking about getting a delivery earlier, and in a delivery I got earlier this week, I had ordered a bunch of leather conditioner just so that we could be doing these videos. And even though I did used a bunch of kiwi last time, this time I've got new products for you guys. We're going to be using Wayman's. I've got these two huge spray bottles of the Wayman's, because I do, we're not just going to be doing shoes, guys. I've got belts that need conditioning. I've got, other shoes, other boots, you name it, it all needs conditioning. So we're all going to do this all together. This is the leather conditioner. This is the 3-in-1 cleans, conditions, and protects. And I ended up getting 2 bottles because things like this are not easy to get here in Belize. And I figured with as many items as we've got to take care of, why not have both? But I also got the leather conditioning cream. So I got 2 bottles of that as well, because when I was looking at it, I was like, that seems great, because it's all the same thing. It says 3-in-1 cleans, conditions, and protects. So it's pretty much the same thing as this. I'm assuming leather conditioner, leather cream. So I guess one is more of a cream, one's more of a spray. But I guess they pretty much all do the same. But when I saw these, I was like, with as many items as I have, I would hate to run out. So that's why I ended up getting the 2 big spray bottles. So, all right, let me get my rags and get this thing started. Okay, got the 2 boxes out. My counter is a hot mess right now. There's bags everywhere. So we're going to start with the first bag is this vintage leather bag from the 70s. My girlfriend's mom gave me this bag. It's absolutely stunning. It was also a braided handle, but when I got it, it was so dried and rotted out that I just had the handle completely replaced on it, the strap completely replaced. It was so dry and so cracked. And, over the years, I have brought it back, but it is definitely in need of some love. It does have this like printed color all over it, like these little birds and little mushrooms, little flowers, all stamped into the leather. Also, what I love about this bag is the lock. It has this little cool toggle lock on it. Love this bag. Also, it's stuff. I always keep things stuff. Check the inside of the bag. As you can see, it has sort of like a suede. It's the other side of the leather. I will not use the leather conditioner on that. I will wait until I can get some suede protector to do that side. But this damage and all this was already in here when I got it. That's the beauty of vintage. So we're going to start with the first thing we have to do. Remember our little shoe brush? Same situation. We're just going to do a little brushing over the leather just to make sure there's no dust on it. What I love is that this bag probably started off this color, and over the years, it's just patinaed to this stunning color. Oh, love this bag. Make sure you get the stitches, get all the dust. Any dust that's in there, you want to get that out. All right, do the handles. Because the handles we are going to also. Now, listen, I wouldn't be, this would be much easier if I wasn't trying to do this for demonstration purposes, but I'm probably looking very, very awkward at the moment. So I've got where's my little chamois? I'm actually going to use this towel that I have here. I actually just washed these kitchen towels, so I'm going to use this today. We're going to start with the leather lotion. Oh, before we go in, one. All right, let's go. I'll see if it has a cap. It does, of course. Whoever invented this, I hate you. Whoever it was obviously a man that didn't have nails or care about the care of their fingernails. All right. Oh, here we go. You just want to start with a little bit. That much is where we're starting. I'm going to start with the top edge because that I can see is already cracking. So we got to gently, so you're not disturbing the leather, especially when it's cracked. You want to go very gently in the direction that the leather is laid in. Try not to go in the opposite direction. Otherwise, you're just going to flake off your leather. So yeah, that was in need. She was needy. She was thirsty. That's what it is they're just dry and thirsty. So, all right, got that. I still think I've got enough to do the rest of the front. Again, not a lot. Just a little bit at a time. Still got some on there. So just going over it very lightly. So that in the direction the leather is laid. And you can see, I should have showed you that in the beginning, what the top was looking like, how it was really kind of dry and cracked. And of course, it's going to change color, but as it dries, it will go back to the color. So let's go ahead and lift up our little flap, get her in there, get those stitches. This is not going to be easy for me to do this again. So, but get your stitches, get those stitches, make sure that whatever it's stitched with is not drying out. This little part right here was starting to feel a little cracky. So make sure we hit her good. There we go. Definitely under here, underneath the clasp locket, whatever you want to call it. You want to make sure you're getting right under there because it feels really thin and it probably dries out really easily. So, all right. Getting right under there. Get all around there. Don't forget that because it is sewed into the leather. So it could also get dry. So just make sure you're taking your time, looking it over, getting all those stitches all along the edges, like that. No leather left behind. See the difference? See how shiny? Actually, the back is shiny too. We didn't do anything, but I mean, just look at the difference, you know? So that's one bag. I don't want to spend the whole time doing this one bag. I have another vintage clutch bag, another exotic. This one also started to dry out. The leather started flaking off of it before I even purchased it. So I just try to maintain these things as much as I can to, give them as much of a life as possible. This one also has the leather on the inside. This is another exotic, another alligator, and also all of the inside is this really soft leather. I don't think you really need to condition that. At the moment, it still feels very soft to me. And I just don't like to put any oils or anything on the inside of the bag if I can help it. If it does start to feel dry, I might, like right along this edge here. But on the inside, it still feels very soft. And I just don't want to ruin it because, like, on the inside of these pockets, feel like it's almost like a suede in here. So I don't want to ruin the inside of the bag. We're just going to focus ourselves on the outside, as you can see along the edge here. Also, just a lot of where the skin dried out over the years, and eventually somebody put it in a vintage pile. I picked it up, and yeah, it says word of the day with, oh, okay. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to this little guy. We can start a new part of our towel. Doesn't matter. Either way. Do you guys want to would you rather see it with the leather spray? Maybe I'll do the leather spray so you can see that. It's a little different. Again, making sure it's going in the direction that it's growing so you're not just flaking more of the skin off. Let's try the spray. Why not? Okay, since it is such a large. Woo! Okay, all right. Let's put that in. Oh, yeah, that really made a difference. Oh, and that's got a nice scent to it. So that's sort of what you can do. I think that the top where I think that the lotion is gonna penetrate a little more as opposed to the spray. I think the spray is gonna be good for just like, once you've done your deep conditioning on it, in a month or two, if you want to go back and try to protect it, you can do that. But I think that when you have a skin or a leather that's really, really dry, best to use the lotion, I'm feeling. Also, that gives you an opportunity to kind of really feel the leather and make sure that you're getting all the areas if they need a really deep condition like that. This isn't really too bad. And again, try to go not heavy. Don't do too much. Don't do too much. Just little sections at a time. And again, normally I'd be doing this like on a flat surface, not trying to do this and, hold the bag up at the same time. It looks like that, that spray did the front pretty well. Again, I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just gonna do the lotion on the back because these really have not been loved in quite some time. So I think that the lotion is going to be what to do for this one. Again, we're talking about that side, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you're gonna get your splitting. That's where you're gonna get your skin to be dry and brittle. That's where you need, don't put that spray down. That's where you're gonna need that lotion. And don't go crazy, but get in there. Don't go crazy, but get in there, get all around, get in those stitches. I probably should have dusted this before we started, but that's okay. Get those stitches. Get like this is another one that's all braided, which seems to be a theme. But again, get that braiding. Make sure it's still soft and supple. Really do it in that side. If you need to move things around, just make sure if you need to open up the flap to really make sure it's really all down in there. Get that side. And as you can see, that is a bag that probably needed it. And we're just gonna, I'm spilling. We're just gonna go ahead and do the other side now. Really get in there. Make sure all that braiding, everything is nice and pliable. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. I am trying to do this, demonstrate it, and make sure that you're able to see what it is I'm doing. So little straps in my way, but take your time. I'm rushing because, I don't want this video to be endless. Oh, I forgot that this strap actually does come off. So yeah, I forgot that the strap comes off of this. So I could really spread that, get right down in there. And again, a thin layer. The more you put on, the more build up, then your skins and leather start to look dull. You know, I can see here, really get that edge, really get inside that bag, give that braiding some love. And yeah, it's, I mean, 1,000 times softer than it was. And, you know, once you get it in there, take a clean side of your towel and buff it out. That will help with the buildup so that you don't get too much buildup in there. Same thing all over the back. You know, we get the front, you want to buff it. Buff it in with a dry part of your towel. You know, once it's been sitting, let me back up. That's really what you should do. Once you get it all in there, let it marinate for like an hour, a couple hours overnight. It doesn't matter. Then go back in with a dry towel or a chamois. Let's see, you know, like a chamois like this, and really buff it. That will give you that high shine on your bag. I have another bag here. This is a modern bag. I forgot who makes this bag. Who makes this bag? I don't remember, but I know she's dry. So with these last couple of minutes, I'm only going to go 5 more minutes, you guys. And then we're going to come back next week and do some more bags. Make sure you bring your wine. Again, I keep forgetting to dust it. I should have dusted it first, but that's okay. Just want to demonstrate this for you guys. Right? Can you see the difference? Can you see from the front to the back? That's a conditioned bag. This is dry AF. So while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and dust the rest of it. And I promise you guys, over time, these lives are going to get great. The more comfortable I feel on camera, these lives are going to get great. Excuse me. Sorry, still sick. All right. So I have a little bit here, but that bag is super dry. So just a little bit right there. I'm going to do it on the place that's going to give the biggest impact. You can see that. Just how dry that bag was. And it's all about getting your stitching, even on your buckle. It's part of the leather. It needs love too. All about keeping the stitching soft. Keep that stitching soft and supple, and your bags won't tear. The leather will stay intact. So there you go. Get that stitching all along the side. There, look at that. Look at the difference. And it will look dark. Don't worry. That just means that your bag is getting nice and conditioned. Once it dries, it'll lighten back up. But be happy. It'll be a happy bag. Don't forget those sides. I'm telling you, that's where the biggest damage happens, is in those sides. Those side stitches. So make sure you're getting those side stitches, your handles, where the handles meet, all of this, you know. I'm just doing this quick so you guys can get a feel for how I would do this if I, even if I wasn't on camera, getting all the stitches. And see, from all that, I didn't really dump back into the lotion at all. You really can just, whatever's on your towel at this point, just keep going with it. If it starts looking dry, add more, but there should be enough on your towel at this point to finish the whole bag. Okay. So I think you guys are getting the point. And we still have so many more bags to go, you guys, because all we've talked about so far is leather, but I do have other bags made of other materials, like this Coach bag. This isn't leather, and I have to figure out what the material is so that I know exactly how to clean it. I've had it for many years, and I'm almost positive I know because I used to work at Coach. And I know the materials that they use. And I think that this might be leather, but I just need to check because I don't want to put a bunch of leather conditioning on if it isn't leather. The same thing with my Michael Kors bag. And Michael Kors normally does not make their bags in leather, but I think that this might be leather. But before, and it also has all these chains on the front that I don't want to ruin. If it is leather, I will need to care for it in a totally different way. So I'm going to do a lot of research on these bags before I just start adding a bunch of leather cleaner to them, leather conditioner to them. Very important to know what material your bag is made from, because the last thing you want to do is add leather conditioner to a bag that is not leather, or leather conditioner to a bag that is suede or anything like that. Know the material of your bags before you go in and start cleaning them. All right. Okay, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up right about here. I wanted it to be between 35 and 40 minutes, and we're right there at about the 38-minute mark. So that's going to be it for tonight. I hope that you all have an amazing holiday. I know it's the Friday before Christmas. I'm blown. First of all, let's just discuss. That's my incense blowing, in case you're wondering what all that smoke is. Nothing's on fire in my house. I've just got incense burning. So that's it. Yeah, Friday is, this is the Friday before Christmas. I'm super duper excited. And I'm really excited to start doing these lives more often with you guys. I hope you all have an amazing holiday. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next live video. And until next time, you better believe it. Bye, guys. Happy holidays. Oh, and go watch my holiday looks videos. They need views.